Árnason. Valbert skorar. Valbert Gunnarsson hefur skorað. Ragnar Bergeirsson og skoðamark. Glæsilega gert. Óskar Rafn á móti Bjarna. Og Bjarni með góða sendingu fyrir og það aftur Ingvarsson.
Welcome back to the Besta
Ever Pod Besta.
To that. Welcome back to that. I am Ragnar, as always, joined by
Tryggvi
and
Jamie. I have nothing to roll, sorry.
Dreamy. And we're here to talk about the best deild ever. Specifically, round 17 of that deild league for the uninitiated. And we start every episode these days, at least, by going over the results and how they compare to our brilliant predictions. And last week it was Dreamy who predoked, I believe.
I did indeed predoke.
And you thought you were flying high for a little bit.
I was on top of the world for all of like a day.
So why don't we just go over? You have your predictions up?
Yes.
So IPVA fram, what did you say?
Well, it started a bit slowly. I had this down as a 2-1 win for IPVA.
What? Should have gone 2-1 fram.
I know.
What a ridiculous thing to say. Why would you say that?
Well, you know, the national festival and everything. I thought they'd be buzzing.
Yeah, turns out they weren't. Fram 2, IBF 1, as I said. What did you say for IA Víkingur?
I had that as a 2-2 draw.
And 2-2 it was.
I finally
that was crazy.
Done it.
Yeah.
5 points at last.
Yeah, lightning struck. 5 points for that. That was crazy. That was a brave prediction. And it paid off.
I had a feeling they'd be tired from Europe and it paid off for me.
Mm-hmm. And then what did you say about Valur Stjarnan?
I had this one down as a 3-1 Valur win.
Oh, 3-2 Stjarnan for some.
This is when it came crashing
reason.
down.
Yeah. Thor Breiðablik.
2-0 win for Breiðablik.
Thor 1, Breiðablik 0. What on earth? Keflavik Kawa.
I had this one down as a 2-1 win for Keflavik.
3-0 for Keflavik. Keflavik are going the sort of long roundabout way to relegation. I don't really understand what's happening there.
They're going to be relegated from 5th place somehow.
Yeah. FH KR.
I had this one down as a 4-2 win for KR. Or if you paid attention to the Instagram, I somehow messed up the graphic and said that I'd put this as a 4-2 win for FH. But either way, wrong.
Hedging your bets.
Yeah.
God, the one thing you could not have predicted occurred. 1-1, I don't even want to talk about it, ever. I never want to talk about it. Then we have Europa, the European Games. Who wants to go over the results of the European Games? I feel like someone else can do it.
Well, I did have one prediction in that I had predicted a 5-0 win for Vestri to carry on, and so I missed out on some points there as well.
Yeah, that ended on 5-2 against Vestri on aggregate. Didn't go great.
First point in Europe.
Yeah, it's got to count for something.
You get a point for the qualifying rounds, right? Yeah, that's what I heard.
Famous, yeah.
Yeah. Iceland does have 2 teams still left in Europe, though. Víkingur and Valur.
Yeah, very much for now. So we had the 2 first legs of their games. Valur in the Europa League. Valur in the Conference League. Víkingur in the Europa League. Their first legs happened yesterday at the time of recording. Both not looking great. Víkingur losing 3-0 to Thun away, and Valur losing 2-0 to Nordsjælland at home. So, not looking great there. Víkingur obviously will go into the Conference League if and when they get knocked out by Thun, where they will play against Borak or Vitebsk. So they should still qualify for the Conference League group stages, but yeah, Valur not looking great at this point. And Stjarnan out 7-5 on penalties against Ilves. So yeah, two left.
2 left. Well, that's still non-zero Icelandic representation there. So I guess we can be happy, or what? Sort of. For now.
It feels like it's sort of par for the course at this point.
Yeah, I think for this league to move forward, I think we need. I mean, first of all, it would be great to get someone in the Europa League group stages, but ideally we need like one in the Europa League and one in the conference or something like that. I think just having the champions in the Conference League, I mean, we need to have that just to have the points and stuff and all those coefficient points. But yeah, for the league to grow, I think we need some sort of group ideally, but I don't know how far away from that we are. I mean, the next season for sure, Fram, Víkingur and KR will all be the group stages, for sure.
Of course, for sure.
One in each.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that maybe came out, this is before the games yesterday, I think maybe the sort of people, Vida Seusson, I think is the statistician of Icelandic football. He'll outline the top 10 European goal scorers, or the goal scorers in European competitions. The most important is obviously in the middle, Kjartan Henry, 8 goals for KR, Emil Atla, 10 goals for KR and a little bit for Stjarnan. So those are the important names. The slightly less important names, Nikolai Hansen at the top with 17 goals. Höskuldur Gunnlaugs, Breiðablik 13 goals, and Atli Guðnason 11 goals for FH. So those are the top 3 for now, and it's hard to see when that will change. I mean, the people that would have, I mean, there were no goals this week, so I guess this list has not changed at all by default. I mean, Tryggvi Hrafn, you could have maybe done something, but didn't. I was kind of surprised to not see Patrick Pedersen on this list. I feel like with his goal-scoring abilities, you would assume that he would have been somewhere here. But yeah, Nikolai Hansen will be at the top of this list for the foreseeable future, I think.
Until KR sort of regain their European stature, surely.
Yeah, we can re-sign Kjartan Henry, put him up top, and he'll score a few goals.
Exactly.
Or just have Aaron Sig power into the top 10 in one season.
Yeah, I mean, these 17 goals, you can definitely score 17 goals in one season. I don't think that's an issue.
It doesn't seem super difficult to me. But the European podcast ever, this is not. So I guess we have to turn our focus at least a little bit to the Besta deild ever. Maybe we should talk about Víkingur. Sort of stumbling of late. We can put it down to European fatigue, but I mean, we've talked about this before. They have multiple squads. They shouldn't be doing this. Yeah,
I think it was quite telling that Sölvi came out and said that, with all the injuries, even after, I mean, we'll go into the injuries in a bit, but after all these injuries, they still had 18, 19 people fit. I think that says quite a lot after loaning out of people and people being injured. He still has like a pretty decent squad. He has the bigger squad than most other clubs do. Yeah, I think it's. I don't know. I don't think this would have happened under. I don't want to blame Sölvi, but I don't. This doesn't seem like the sort of thing that would have happened under Arnar. I mean, they've made 2 draws, so they've drawn twice. Maybe we're overreacting slightly, but yeah, I don't know. It's also with how they looked against Thun yesterday. I mean, Thun are a better squad, better team than many gave them maybe credit for before the game because people hadn't heard of them. So maybe people were writing them off a little bit. But I mean, they were Swiss champions for a reason. I don't think usually the Swiss champions would be expected to lose to any Icelandic champions. I mean, it is a bit of on a Víkingur scale, it's a bit of a crisis. Tarek Ibrahimovic injured for the rest of. He's out for the season, right? And then Oscar Borgthor's out for a few months. Definitely, probably for the league. Maybe be back for some European group stage games. Last night they also lost. Ögmundur didn't play in goal, and Aron their other goalkeeper went down injured at some point, finished the game, but more goalkeeper issues. But they seem to be dipping into the market to sign Hrannar Snær to replace Oscar at least. I mean, they have people like Jói at FO who you would assume they could bring back. I don't know what the low terms of that loan deal is. That seems like an obvious person to bring back. I mean, they have Eiður Orri at Keflavik, who they bought and loaned back. Who Kári or Sölvi was talking about. They're talking to Keflavik about potentially bringing in a little bit earlier. They're also getting players back from injury, like Daði Berg and all these. It's like they have players. They should be okay for the league at least, but it's maybe a bit more worrying for Europe. I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think?
I think it's all well and good them having this squad size, but now having this injury crisis, having to bring in all these players from not necessarily the periphery, but maybe those that haven't been playing the most minutes or are coming back from injury themselves, is almost starting the season with having a new team to gel again. It's going to take a couple of games probably, and then you add into that they've gone down from 2 squads that they could heavily rotate between Europe and the league to just essentially one squad. I say just to essentially one squad, which now has to deal with all these games. You can see where the fatigue is coming in.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, they're playing similar sort of lineups most games, right? Especially in defense, where I remember us talking about it before the season. Sense of trepidation about even bringing this up, but I mean, their defense, it was looking quite old. It's a defense they've been running for the past few years, and then now they're looking like Gunnar Vatnamar is moving to Denmark at some point in the next few days. I feel like they made more mistakes at the back than they usually do. Especially one of the goals that they conceded against IA. Maybe it was the second one where it was Gisli Lagstad, I think, got it on the byline, had a lot of time, just sort of flicked it past Helgi Guðjóns, and very speculative cross into the center where Víkingur of any of the last 4 or 5 Víkingur teams would have loved a cross like that. I would have loved a situation like that. That's Víkingur's bread and butter, right? Dealing with this sort of defensive actions, and then in this game they conceded. I don't know. I mean, we're reading way too much into this. They're by far the best team in this league. They're going to win the league, but it's something they need to consider, right? Next few.
They've also got to factor in with this this sale to Denmark as well that they're also now going to be missing Oliver Ekroth for the next game after his red card in the league.
Yeah, true. And I mean, they have been trying to bring in some younger defenders, but I don't know. They don't seem to trust them as much as the 2 sort of Scandinavian stalwarts. But they'll be forced to now, like you said. So it'll be an interesting end of the season.
Sort of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they'll win the league unless.
It's sort of like, it's how much will they win the league, and how slightly dramatic will it be when they inevitably win the league?
Yeah. I mean, they're 7
It's
points
7
ahead.
points currently. Yeah.
I mean, they'll win the league for sure.
No, it's close enough where I fully believe they will win the league, but it is sort of close enough with a 7-point gap where this sort of unsettling the squad with transfers of stalwarts and missing players for injuries could just wobble them enough where it gets that little bit closer and that little bit more tense. And then you see how the squad reacts mentality-wise, whether that little bit of a wobble turns into more of a crumble.
Yeah, I think mentality is a good point, because I feel like that's been a little bit of the issue with other teams this league. Breiðablik seemed to be just coasting until the cup final. Valur just show up for Europe. Kawa is waiting for their European game, not realizing that there is nothing coming up. They forgot they were knocked out of the cup in Europe. They didn't qualify for Europe, so they're just waiting for nothing. Stjarnan, I guess, were sort of hyping themselves up to some European adventure that never really got started. That is going to be Sölvi's job now for the rest of the season, to keep them motivated for the league, because 7 points is not 10 points or 12 points where you can easily lose 2 games and still be completely fine. They have a decently complicated schedule until the end of the season. They're playing IBVF, FH, KR, Valur, Fram. I meant before the split, obviously. With Europe and everything, with some injuries, could they lose a few more points in those next 5 games?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Could we have a league?
We might have a league after all. It's back.
Fram.
It's so back.
So are we predicting Fram the title now?
I might not go that far, but it might get a bit more interesting.
Maybe. I had fully gotten my hopes up that KR would close the gap to 5 points. But instead, what we're left with is that we do have a league in the sense that we're going to be having the same discussion as we have every single week about relegation. It spiced up the relegation ever so slightly. FH picking up a point. I mean, if we look at the bottom half of the table, they are separated by 5 points.
Yeah.
More than the bottom half of the table, because Valur as well. Because 14 to 19 points is 12th up to 6th place. And then Keflavik, who are going to get relegated, like we know, are sitting on 22, which means that this is going to be an incredibly spicy relegation battle.
I mean, Breiðablik are as close to Keflavik as they are to KR.
Yeah.
As well. So they could get relegated if they're not careful.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you have to say that Breiðablik are probably safe. I mean, we saw famously last season a record number of points with 29 going down, so you would say they're probably safe now. But
yeah.
Anyone down from there is well and truly in this scrap, I think.
Yeah, but it's like we talked about last time, it's kind of hard to... I think Kawa is the team in danger now, because I feel like every other team is showing some level of spunk, and just Kawa is really not. They looked so poor against Keflavik. We were talking a little bit about it before recording. Like, there were so many moments when, and I think Jamie, you brought up the Hallgrímur attempted finish there when they were losing. I don't know, and we couldn't quite remember if they were losing 1-2 or 3-0. They might have been losing 3-0 or 2-0 at that point. He's like one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he tries to chip it. There was so much space to just slot it in, and he's one of their better players, one of their most technical players, and like, yeah, of course he can chip it, but it's not like he was quite close to the goal, so chipping it was maybe the worst option. Like, it's quite hard to chip the goalkeeper unless he's basically at your feet at that point. And it just seemed, I don't know, it's very Kawa coded, that finish. Like, they're just like, oh, I don't know, let's just do something, like something that looks cool. And that's Hallgrímur, who's one of their more effective players.
Yeah, I think this whole battle and what you touch on there is going to come down to like a mentality thing, and maybe that's the key word of the episode.
We sound so British. It's about wanting it more.
Well, I mean, without wanting to spoil the predictions for you or like get you thinking about it too early in the episode, I mean, it's a big game for Kawa this coming weekend. They're at home to FH, and I mean, if they don't get a result out of that, they're in even bigger trouble than we're saying they're in now. Yeah,
it's really hard to figure out what they're gonna do. I don't know. Like FH, I mean, let's not spoil the predictions there, but you don't see them beating FH. Like, at most, they're gonna get a point.
But I don't know, man. I feel like things have been pretty random these days.
Yeah, but they have, like, if you look at their last 5 games before the split, they have FH. I'm not giving them. Let's be generous and give them a point. Valur. Oh God, Valur.
Well, that's 3 points there, isn't it?
I mean, let's again be generous and give them a point. They're not gonna beat Valur. Valur are gonna be out of Europe at that point. They're gonna, I don't know. Let's give them 3 points just to be super generous. So they have 4 points at that point. KR, they're not gonna win that. Fram, they're not gonna win that. Breiðablik, at that point, Breiðablik will at some point have woken up. I think they're not going to win that. So, like, if to be super generous, they're going to have 4 points from the last 5 games. That's putting them at 19 points, which is what IA has now. Like, the bottom 6, so whoever, like, if it's Keflavik, Valur, IA, Stjarnan, IBVF, I mean, FH is going to be in there, I'm pretty sure. Thor is probably going to be in there unless something crazy changes. these are not teams they're automatically going to beat just week in, week out. I don't feel like this is going to be another President's Cup, sort of a storm race to the President's Cup. I think they're in very serious danger. Like, these are not teams that are just going to lie down or have significantly less worse teams than them, worse starting lineups.
But have you considered them winning all of those games?
That would help. They should. If they're considering it. I think they should seriously consider it. Probably do it. That would be very helpful.
See, it's mentality all over again. They've just got to think about it really hard, and then it'll happen.
I mean, it's a one-step process, really. It's just win games. That's the only step.
It's a choice. I mean, the other teams figured it out. Thor can beat a team as long as they're in the top 4. FO can't quite. I think FO have confused a draw and a win. I think they don't really understand how many points you get for a draw and a win. So I think they're a little bit...
I think their plan is just like, they think that if you don't lose, like, relegation is losing, the ultimate form of losing. So if you just don't lose, you won't lose.
Yeah, so that's their plan. IPVF, I think they're just, I don't know, their island courage, their island mentality is going to keep them off. Stjarnan, I don't know what Stjarnan's plan is.
I think it's just vibes at this point.
Yeah, they're just going to sign like 5 more strikers and then try to outscore everybody.
Sort of working.
Yeah. What's EA's plan? Does anyone know what EA's plan is? Do they have a plan?
No. Do EA know what EA's plan is at this point?
No, I think they're just going to... Yeah, no, I don't think EA have any idea. Or Valur. EA and Valur are kind of interchangeable in that sense. I'm not sure anyone has a plan there. And Keflavik just are just this, going against Ragnar. It's just spite at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, the worry if you're 4 is it's all well and good beating teams in the top 4, but you are going to be in the bottom half, and then you don't have a top 4 to beat.
But then it's all top 4, isn't it? It's like they only have to beat.
Yeah, top 4 of the bottom.
Yeah.
Maybe they just need to slip back down to 12, and then they can convince themselves that everyone is better than them, so therefore they have to beat everyone.
That's a good plan. Yeah.
I don't really feel like this relegation thing is predictable at any point in time, but I guess, what are we saying, FO and Kawa?
I don't think FO is going down. I think it's Kawa and... Right now I'm saying Kawa and Thor.
I am jumping on board with the double Akureyri relegation as well.
And Ragnar just wants Keflavik to be relegated twice.
It's obviously, I'll take Keflavik and Valur, Team's currently 5th and 6th.
All I want for Valur is them to finish 8th and us to be just like I don't know, the greatest predictors of all time. That's if nothing else happens in this league, that's correct. If only that happens, then I'm happy with this.
Yeah, that would be a huge win. Absolutely ginormous for podcasters everywhere.
The way the form is going, they are slipping down that way.
I mean, they're a point off 8th. I think we have a moral victory at this point. Like, we're 17 games in and they're a point off 8th.
Oh yeah, they're 8th in spirit right now.
Yeah.
Although, how upsetting would it be if they finish the season in 9th? We'll be kicking ourselves.
I feel like anything below 8th, we still kind of win, no?
Yeah, it's a moral victory, why not?
Yeah.
I'll claim it.
Yeah, but I agree. I think it would be typical Valur, like on the last day, like on the 95th minute, they concede a goal that puts them 9th instead of 8th, just to spite us.
Yeah. Well, let's hope not. No, surely not. Surely not. We haven't really discussed sort of the games themselves, really. Is there anything in particular?
I mean, the big highlight is Thor beating Breiðablik. And like we touched on a little bit, Thor have sort of their, of their 15 points, 10 have come from the top 4 teams, which is impressive. But like we touched on, this is a little bit worrying from moving forward. But yeah, I mean, they've beaten Fram, they've beaten Víkingur, they've drawn Kawad, and they've beaten Breiðablik. I think it's very worrying for Breiðablik. Like we said, I think it looks like they're just sleepwalking to the cup final. Yes, they've had injuries, but they just don't look super great. There is some time until the transfer window. I wonder if they're going to bring anyone in. But do you do that at this point? Like you're 7 points off third. Do you just walk this home? Hopefully you get a. I mean, yeah. If you don't beat Afturölding in the cup, I don't know. With all respect to Afturölding, if you're Breiðablik and you don't beat them in the cup final,
I think they're playing a bit of a dangerous game. Just sticking with Breiðablik for a minute, trying to sleepwalk themselves to this cup final, being their main hope of getting something from the season. Like, if you're just going through the motions in the games up to it, and you're going into a cup final against a team from the league below, I can't see it going well. Like, resting all your hopes on that in the hope that you can pull yourselves up and together for one game to get a result, with facing a team in Afturölding that are flying in the Lengjudeeld and showed last season that they knew how to beat the bigger teams in the Besta, much like 4 have been doing this season. I can't see it ending well. And in terms of maybe dipping into the market, I think if you're going to be doing that now, you may as well be looking at, is this someone that you want for next season, and start building on that. Bring someone in now, give them a bit more time to get used to the club, get used to the system, and be ready to go next year.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's super dangerous because, I mean, this is going to be Afturölding's. I mean, they're third in the first division with a very real possibility of automatic promotion. So it's not all their work. It's not like they're mid-table. They're not in seventh place in the first division. Not to pick on any team in the first division.
Thank you.
But I mean, so like they have other stuff to play for. But yeah, for sure they're going to be up for this game 1,000%. And yeah, I agree. If you're just sleepwalking into this, hoping, saying like, oh, we're better than them, then it can for sure go terribly wrong. And then if that's your legacy for this league, to finish 4th or 5th and then lose to Afturölding in the cup final, that's I don't know. But any updates from the first division, Jamie? Anything we should keep an eye on?
It is a league that exists.
Very good.
It is not immune from European fatigue either, apparently. And I think that's pretty much all I have going for it at the moment. Let's move swiftly on. It's going super well. Loving it. Love life down there. It's great.
Playoffs are still a possibility for Vestri, theoretically.
Theoretically is doing a lot of heavy lifting there, I think, at this point.
Is that where you're going on vacation for the next few weeks? You're just you don't want to face this.
I am going down to Njarðvík tomorrow at the time of recording, if that game doesn't get called off, and I think that is the game that will define the rest of Vestri's season, because I think anything other than a win there, and it's just consolidate and get ready for next year. But in terms of the league generally, I mean, Frota, Fylkir and Afturölding have been by far and away the best 3 teams in this league, and it's going to be a straight shot between the 3 of them for the title, I think. And honestly, based on previous experience with playoffs in the Lengjudeeld, and from what we know about the UK, or I know about the UK, the 2 teams that lose out on the title, I can't see them making it through the playoffs. It'll be one of the ones that sneaks in on the last day of the season.
Fair enough. That's a real prediction. We'll take it.
Famously great at predictions, so put all your money on one of the teams that misses out on automatic promotion instead.
I mean, you're famously joint first right now in the prediction table.
With a game more played, though.
That's true, but I could always pick up 0 points next time around. I'm on a downward trajectory. I'm Víkingur at the moment.
This is true. I have always said that famously you should have the points in the bag rather than the games in hand.
Exactly. Speaking of prediction, no, we do the predictions at the end. We do the players of the round first. And first, I guess we're going to throw some shade, put someone on blast, because the Instagram, do you boys know what I'm going to say?
No, not at all.
The Instagram only listed 3 stars last week.
Did it? Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah. Aron Einar, who I famously awarded a star for his incredible contributions to Icelandic football, was not given a star officially. He had to
You sure?
fly to the Middle East starless.
No, I'm sure it was there.
Okay. You say so. He might fly back just to knock you out. I don't know. He seems like... Is he that kind of guy? He's bald and bearded. Those guys can be dangerous.
Well, he seems to come back for very short periods of time for strange reasons. So
High impact reasons.
yeah. Better lock my front door.
Yeah. But this week, I guess we're going to give out but 3 stars. And would someone like to go first? I'm going to go second. I will not be going third.
I'll take first. Why not? I will give the first star to Benedict Warren of Stjarnan, a famously massive Stjarnan fan this year. So obviously been watching all the games. 2 assists. I mean, do you get an assist for was it given as an own goal? But we'll give it him. 2 assists and the opening goal for Stjarnan, and was an incredible comeback win / gift of 3 points from Valor. But that's not to take anything away from him. I think he's been one of the few standout players for Stjarnan this year, and in the few games that I've seen of theirs this year, that he's been trying to pull them up by the scruff of the neck, sometimes single-handedly. So big shout out and a star for him this week.
I am numero dos, and I'm going to give that star to Gisli Laxdal of IA for both a goal and an assist against Víkingur, stripping them of 2 points, gifting KR an easy path to the title, and pushing IA a little bit further out of this godforsaken relegation scrap. So a well-earned star there, surely. And then I will not be handing out the 3rd star because, quite frankly, this is not a star that should be handed out. I joke.
Yeah, so as we can probably predict, that this goes to a Keflavík player, Center Snide, for a fantastic goal that set up their 10-minute salvo that just absolutely destroyed Kawa. But yeah, amazing goal and really good performance in the midfield to go with that. Great hair that he has, by the way. That was also mentioned by the commentary, that they said that there was a goal worthy of the haircut. I would agree.
It's not often that you get the goals worthy of the haircuts, so I guess we gotta respect that. And now, boys and girls, we can say that it's time to do some predictions. And I do believe that Tryggvi is up.
That is correct.
All right. Are you ready, son?
Mm-hmm.
Ready for the prediction?
Yeah.
All right. We'll start it off easy. Ia Thor.
It's very much not easy, but yeah, should win that 2-1.
2-1.
Okay.
I mean, should be easy. IA on top 4, so.
Then we got Stjarnan Keflavík.
Yeah, I think Stjarnan will draw at 2-2, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1.
1-1.
Final answer.
1-1.
Then we got ourselves a scrap. A relegation scrap. Víkingur IPVF.
Yeah, I think this might be where we can could clap back at their haters, and this 3-0 Víkingur.
Damn. Okay. Fair enough. Not very brave, but we'll allow it. Kawa FV, the game we've already discussed a little bit.
Like it will be 1-1, but that's Kawa. Will Kawa even get a point? Yeah, 1-1. I don't believe it, but yeah, that probably is how it's gonna end up.
Boo! Go bold.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, but it's FV. Like they famously don't win games.
Yeah, but neither do Kawa.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's if I predict a win for FO, it's going to go 1-1, and if I predict 1-1, it's going to go 2-1 FO. So I'll do 1-1 and see what happens.
Breiðablik Valur. Ooh, this one's difficult.
This would have been so fun at some point, but yeah, Breiðablik will win this 1-0. Like, this is going to be such a boring game, I think.
1-0 Breiðablik, you say?
Yeah.
Fair. And then finally, the title contender.
The title decider.
Yeah, title decider, yeah.
Fram Kaur, Jesus. Fram have a lot of suspensions in this game. Runar is also out. Is that enough? Yeah, I think Fram Kaur looked pretty good. So Kaur will win this 3-2.
That's what we like to hear.
Okay, so to round it all up for you, you've gone IA 2 4-1, Stjarnan 1, Keflavík 1, Víkingur 3, IPVF 0, Kawa 1, FH 1, Breivik 1, Valor 0, and Fram 2, Kawa 3.
Lock it in.
Is locked and loaded.
Very good. Those games are all this weekend. We're recording on a Friday. These are coming up hot. They're on Sunday, except for the final game from Coward, which is on Monday. Getting them all done in time for the full solar eclipse on Wednesday, boys and girls. I was sort of hoping that this league would show what a farce it is in terms of organization, would have a game going during the eclipse.
All the organizers have probably booked their holiday, like their hotels and stuff, somewhere in the countryside. So I think it's mostly that. Mostly that's the reason why nothing's scheduled.
Yeah, because they're not going to be there.
Yeah.
But it is going to disrupt the coffee morning for the disciplinary committee.
Yeah, I mean, the disciplinary meeting won't meet for months after this. They banned Christian Floki for 2 matches, and that's it. That's all they're going to do for the next few weeks.
Yeah, that was a difficult thing they had to do. It was a complicated decision, surely. It took a lot out of them. You got to feel for them. I think that's all we have for you folks this week, unless I'm wrong.
I think maybe the last thing is we put a question on Instagram on... I think it's quite relevant to the last game of the round, Coward Fram. We asked if will both Coward and Fram qualify for Europe, and at the time of recording, it's 68% of people believe that both will qualify for Europe. 12% say only Coward, 15% say only Fram, and 5% say neither, which is some Valor fans there with some wild hopes.
What did you vote for, Jamie?
I have not yet voted.
You're going to say only Fram.
Yeah, well, Fram and Keflavik, I think.
I mean, Keflavik are going to win the title, so they will obviously qualify.
Yeah, true. I need to learn my lesson in my sort of reverse jinxing of it all. From now on, I won't say anything about what teams will or won't do. I'm going to be the most boring podcast host in the history of the world. I will make no predictions or commitments.
Facts only.
Yeah, exactly. All right, then, boys and girls, enjoy the games this weekend. We will be back next week, as per Jamie-less.
I don't know how you'll cope, to be honest.
No.
So if anyone wants to be the new Jamie, applications are open.
It would be cool if we could get someone else who's also called Jamie.
Jamie Redknapp, he's not doing anything. The Premier League hasn't started.
Or
Carragher. Both of them, we get 2 Jamies and let them fight it out.
Let's send some DMs.
All right, that's on you. You have to find a like-for-like replacement.
No pressure at all.
All right, well, stay tuned, good listener, because next week we're going to have a hyper-famous replacement Jamie. Look forward to that. And I still can't think of a sign-off phrase, so I'm just going to say, keep the ball rolling.
Bye.
Bye-bye.